So thank you, gang, for joining us. First, I want to tell you about the newest MLM company that just launched. I just read about it on the Business from Home site. You know, that's where you get all the really good news about what's happening in network marketing. And so basically what it is a lot of people were inspired from a couple of articles that came down in the last couple months. One I think was Forbes, and one was Huffington Post about, you know, how network marketing, you know, nobody succeeds, and, you know, people get taken advantage of. And so there's this whole groundswell. I mean, if you think about it, if 99% of the people that join a network marketing company fail and only 1% succeed, then somebody got really smart and decided, why don't we create something for the 99% that fail? I mean, there's 100 times more people there than in the ones that succeed. What a niche market, right? Everybody who's got involved in network marketing and has failed, maybe got involved over and over and over again and keeps failing, that's a niche market. What could we create for them? So somebody came up with this extraordinary product, which is basically like AA for network marketers that, you know, have like ruined their lives through network marketing and have sworn off ever getting involved in network marketing again. Have you heard about this? It's extraordinary. If you think about it, I mean, we're talking about hundreds of millions of people, 100 times more people that are actually building a business in network marketing. This is going to be the biggest thing ever. And what is it? Well, it's like a support group where people get together on Zoom once a week and they talk about their experiences in network marketing and how it ruined their lives. And it only costs $10 a month to belong to the support group. And they're paying out $1 on 10 levels. I thought it was funny. All right. Hey, you want to talk about the 12 reasons why network marketing is the most extraordinary business opportunity, income opportunity on the planet? Let me lay them down for you. First, I'm going to tell you my story. I'm going to set it up with my story. I'm going to tell you a story about a gal I interviewed yesterday for a hero call, and maybe tell you a couple of other stories. So I am in my, I think, 43rd year full-time in network marketing. I quit my job at the chicken plant and went full-time in network marketing in May of 1977. I think that makes me in my 43rd year or something like that. And, you know, I struggled mightily the first 2.5 years. Good thing I was single. No wife, no kids, because I had 3 cars repossessed. I sold my house so that I could fund my business. I moved from Merced, California to Livingston, California to Modesto, California to Tucson, Arizona to El Paso, Texas to Albuquerque, New Mexico to Oklahoma City to Kansas City, Missouri to Des Moines, Iowa to Chicago to Orlando, then back to Oklahoma City before I actually made it. And then I did make it. Right? And those of you that have heard my story know how I made it is from advantage number 8, which we'll get to, and that is, gosh, I may have been on a scale of 1 to 10, a 2 or a 3 or a 4, and maybe the only reason I was a 2 or a 3 or 4 is I hadn't quit, right? So I had persistence on my side. And then I got an opportunity to present to a guy that was a 10. And so I presented to a guy that was a 10. He got into business and he made me $100,000 in the next 12 months. That was 1979. That'd be like you personally enrolling somebody that made you $500,000 next year. I don't know. Do you think you could go on and create a successful career if you had that kind of launch? But what put me in the position to have that kind of launch Well, I was still engaged 2.5 years later, and I was still prospecting, and I was still presenting. And imagine this, I was actually still getting better every time, like debriefing every conversation I had and getting better. And actually, it took me about 2 years before I took personal development serious, like really took it serious, like didn't give it lip service, but actually read the books and did the exercises and read the books again and did the exercises and studied the books and studied the audios until I could teach them blindfolded. So no longer was the information out there, like in the books. It wasn't over here in the book. It was in here in the book, right in here, like part of me, part of my DNA. And when the book, whether it's, Think and Grow Rich or The Magic in Believing or The 4-Year Career or Mach 2 or, anything that John Maxwell or Tony Robbins or anybody else that's got their act together has written, once you internalize it, you become it. And then you produce the kind of results you're looking to produce. Yesterday, I had the opportunity to interview Charlene Fike. And Charlene Fike is, I'll tell you, she's in Shackley. It's no secret. She's been in Shackley full-time for 38 years. She started Shackley when she was a senior in college. And instead of partying, she built a Shackley business. 38 years in Shackley. You may think that's kind of crazy, but about a year ago, I was on a Zoom with about, 8 or 10 Shackley leaders, and every one of them had been in Shackley longer than I had been in network marketing. How is that, you say? Well, simply, Shackley's been in business as a network marketing company for 62 years. So I just share these things with you from the perspective of, does network marketing work? Well, the model works. And what we're going to talk about today is what makes the model work, and then what doesn't make the model work. And you're going to come to, I trust, one conclusion at the end of this. And maybe you'll find this worth sharing with people, because those of us that are listening to this, or me speaking in this, those of us that know the truth about network marketing know that those people that believe in themselves, that believe in their vision, that believe that what they're doing is a service to other people, that are promoting legitimate companies with legitimate products, we know this model works. And the only difference between us and the people that don't make it work is the people that don't make it work either don't want to make it work or they don't know. They don't know what we know. So maybe this rant will be a contribution to them. 12 reasons why network marketing is the most extraordinary income opportunity on the planet. Number 1, you can earn while you learn. Well, what does that mean? Well, that means there's a lot to learn here, right? This is a new profession. People that are signing up today, for the most part, have never done this before. So, they may think, oh, I've sold things before, or I've repped a product before, or I've led people before, so I know how to do this. But this is different. This is a different set of distinctions. This is a different career. This is a different profession. You got to learn it, but you get to earn while you learn. All the way. Like, if your trajectory is 20 grand a month, you get to earn all the way to 20 grand a month while you're learning, and learning while you're earning from day one, right? You can do that in this opportunity. It's like the original gig. In gigs, I don't know, like if you're an Uber driver, I guess you can earn while you learn. But you better know how to drive a car, and you better know your way around town a little bit, right? You can't just follow your phone around town. You got to kind of know where you're driving. If you're a graphic artist gig, I don't know. Can you earn while you learn? I don't know. Who's going to pay you if you don't know how to be a graphic artist? What are you going to graphic artist? In network marketing, you can earn while you learn. Number 2, you can live anywhere in the world. Literally, even if your company doesn't do business where you live, if you have an internet connection, you can build a network marketing business from anywhere in the world, any little town. In fact, I'm constantly awestruck with how many enormous empires are built from the smallest little towns. I think of Scott and Brenda Schuler, and I don't know the name of their town, but nobody knows the name of their town. They live in this little town. It's like 800 people there. And they have a business all over the world that makes them millions of dollars a year. And like how? How does that happen? It's just like right there, right? As long as this thing can access the world, you can build a business anywhere in the world. Pretty cool, right? Number 3, you can choose your hours. Any hours, right? You can choose, well, you know what? I'm going to work all day Saturday, and that's all I'm going to do. I'm going to work from 1 o'clock in the morning till 7 o'clock in the morning. I'm going to work on Tuesdays and Thursdays and Sunday afternoons. You can make it up any way you want. Kind of like being an Uber driver, like Uber driver or Lyft driver. You can choose your hours anytime you want, and you can mix them up anytime you want. That's a pretty good gig, right? That's like the original flex hours, right? How cool are flex hours when the boss lets you work kind of whenever you want, kind of. But we're the original flex hours opportunity because we can literally work whenever we want. Like, you want to work at, 3 o'clock in the morning when you live on the East Coast. Well, prospect in Hawaii, Fiji, Australia, right? But you can build a business, right? Number 4, you can launch your business, which could eventually be a global multi-million-dollar business. You can launch that business from an investment of a few $100s. I don't know, maybe it seemed possible in some opportunities to launch it for $50, maybe $20, maybe $200, maybe $500. But literally a manageable amount of money where you can actually, I hate to say be in business, because you're not really in business in the way that people think about it. What you have is the opportunity to create an extraordinary, flexible, exponentially growing income with a very small investment to begin with. And that investment in all the legitimate companies is totally safe, because if you bail and you want to sell your kit back or your product back, companies will buy it back from you, right? So anybody can do this. Barrier of entry, pretty low, right? Makes it very accessible for lots and lots of people. Number 5, you're in business for yourself, but not by yourself. We've all heard that cliche. What does that mean? I mean, think about it. We don't appreciate how strong and what a huge benefit the community in network marketing is. But I want you to imagine that you were in your network marketing company and you're the only one. You're the only one online. You're the only one in social media. You're the only one at events. It's just you. There's nobody else, right? Maybe at the national convention, 50 of you come together from around the world because you each have like a protected territory, right? So you represent North America and somebody shows up from Australia, New Zealand, and somebody from Asia and somebody from Europe, right? Can you imagine how lonely it would be? What it would feel like? How you would have to well, what do you do for ideas? And what do you do for collaboration? And what do you do for people championing you? And what do you do to talk to people? Like, how lonely an existence would it be if we were the only one? But we're not. We're part of a community that doesn't see us as competitors. They actually see us as collaborators. We're in business for ourselves, but not by ourselves. Number 6, tax advantages. We don't talk about these much because, well, we're not, CPAs, but the reality is, if you own that distributorship, if you signed an agreement online or in writing with some network marketing company, and you own a spot in that compensation plan, that is technically a business. And it's we used to call them at-home businesses. I call them at-phone businesses, right? Because it doesn't matter whether you do them from home or not, but it does matter if you do them from phone. This is just a big phone. So it's an at-phone business, which allows things that normally we would not get to deduct as an employee, we get to deduct. So, normally if Kimmy and I are going to go over to Honolulu for 3 or 4 days and screw around, well, if we were working some job, we would just have to pay those expenses and we would have to pay taxes on those expenses. What does that mean? Well, if we went over there and spent $1,000 screwing around for 3 days, we'd have to pay another $350. Actually, that's just feds with Hawaii income tax, 8%. That'd be another $80. We'd have to pay $430 on top of the $1,000 in taxes just on the money we blew screwing around. But now if we go to Honolulu, do we screw around? Yeah. We go to the beach. We very often meet people on the beach and talk to them about our products and opportunity. Or we say to some people on our team, or maybe some Bliss Business clients, hey, meet us over here at the Outrigger. Let's talk about this business. Let's hang out in the sun. Let's chill, right? Hey, let's go to a movie. I'm not a CPA. You ask your CPA, but you can get a lot of tax deductions. And if you think about it from the first year advantages, so think about somebody just joining your business in the first year, maybe what they're going to make if they're a player, if they're actually building, if they're doing the work. Maybe they'll average $500, $600, $700 a month, $1,000 a month their first year in the business. I'm not saying they're a superstar, but kind of the average person that does okay their first year. Well, they could get that much in tax advantages if their full-time career pays them $100,000, $150,000 a year. If they're in a 25, 30, 35% tax bracket, they could make that much money just in the tax benefits of all of a sudden being self-employed. Huge advantage, especially for people that are in the higher tax brackets, right? So something for you to add to your presentation, depending on who you're talking to. Number 7, you can partner with a national and even global company no matter where you live. So you can partner with a company that's done all the heavy lifting. You can partner with a company that has invested in all the product development. They've invested maybe millions, maybe tens of millions in product development. You could partner with them no matter where you live. You could live on some island in Fiji, and you could represent a company that only does business in North America. You could do that. Get yourself a social security number, a tax ID number, a U.S. address, and you could build in that company. You can take advantage of all the millions of dollars they've invested in product development, in intellectual property. What is that? Their trademarks, their patents, their website, all their marketing material, all of that stuff. I mean, most of the companies that you and I are representing, they have thousands of employees, at least hundreds of employees. We get the benefit of that investment. They may have a payroll of hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars a month. And we, for just signing on the dotted line, maybe sending them a couple of $100 for some of their products, all of those people work for us. Thousands of them. People that the company is paying $50,000 a year, $100,000 a year, $200,000 a year, $500,000 a year. They work for us. We don't pay them anything. We don't pay anything for product development. We don't pay anything for patents. We don't pay anything for copyright lawyers. We don't pay anything for the building. We don't pay anything for the warehouse. We don't pay anything for all the computer systems. We don't pay anything for any of that. Sometimes there's a discussion that goes around network marketing like, oh, gee, hey, what about these enrollment fees? What about the $25 to enroll? What about the $50 to enroll? What a ripoff, right? What about those renewal fees? at the end of the year? Why do I have to pay $20 for the right to sell somebody's product? I'm doing them a favor. Are you kidding? I'd blow you out the back door. That's crazy talk. That's like super crazy talk. $50 to be in an opportunity where a company's investing millions and hundreds of millions of dollars. And how about this? Any of you that have ever managed payroll or managed employees, you know what a nightmare having 3 employees is. How about 30? How about 300? How about 3,000? I'd pay you $50 a day just so I wouldn't have to deal with any of that. Are you kidding? Enrollment fees, renewal fees, we got the best gig on the planet. And the people that are paying the price for us to have that gig are the people that own and manage the companies. That's for sure. Number 8, you get to build a team of salespeople. This is how I made it. You get to build a team of salespeople. The odds are pretty good that some of the people you're going to build a sales team with are better than you are. Think about it. Think about your self-esteem. Think about your confidence. Think about your self-motivation. Think about your ability to sustain your self-motivation. Like, can you keep yourself up on your A game every day, no matter what the world throws at you? Or are you like a yo-yo, you know? You like up and down, depending on what life throws at you, right? Well, some people on a scale of 1 to 10, when it comes to motivation, they're just yo-yos, right? They're up when somebody says yes, and they're down when somebody says no. On a scale of 1 to 10, what it takes to build a network marketing organization, that makes you about a 2. But guess what? If you just happen to be up one day, you might talk to a 10. And it's one of the most extraordinary things about our opportunity is we, no matter what we bring to the party, no matter who we are, we can get the benefit, the exponential growth benefit of having people work for us that are way better than us. They know more people. They have more credibility. They have more marketing sense. They might be great social media people. They might be great public speakers. Right? They have confidence. Maybe we don't have a lot of time because we're grinding at a job, but they've got time. Maybe we're kind of locked down in a cubicle all day, but they're out and about in the world all day. Right? We have the opportunity to get those people on our team. So it's actually no excuse. You say, well, I don't have time to do this. So what I say is, well, go find somebody who does. Are you kidding? So I don't have any money to do this. Go find somebody who does. I don't believe in myself. Go find somebody who does. Right? Because they're on your team. That's how I made it. Jerry Shop, I was a 2. He was a 10. I was making about $300 a month. He says, is there any money in this? I said, it'll blow your mind. So I showed him 5. That back then, what I was showing people was 5, we get 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 5, and everybody's doing $100 a month. And Jerry, you're making $64,000 a month part-time. And Jerry said, I can do that. Wow. I'd been doing this 2.5 years. I'd never said I could do that the way he said it. I'd never heard anybody say I can do that the way he said it. And then he went and did it. Pretty magical advantage we have in our business. I don't know another opportunity on the planet where you have that kind of edge, no matter who you are, no matter what your liability is, no matter what your challenge is, no matter what your obstacle is. Just go find somebody who doesn't have that problem, right? Somebody who brings a lot more to the party. Guess who they work for? You. Number 9. Oh, this is just one of the most underappreciated features of our opportunity. So think about this. So here's a question for you. In the company that you represent, in your upline, so just go from you up, how many people can you think of that make $5,000 a month or more in your company, in your upline, with your products and your compensation plan? how many people? It would serve you to start writing their names down, all the way from, let's say, the first person above you is 4, 5, or 6 generations. Okay, write that person's name down. Who are they? Where do they live? What's their rank? And then everyone above them until you get to the company. That's how many millionaires in your company that are on your team that work for you, whose job it is to teach you exactly what they did, to mentor you, to coach you, to train you, to celebrate you, to champion you, to hold your hand, to put Humpty Dumpty back together again, whenever that needs to happen. All of those people work for you for free. You don't pay them. They get paid to support you. That's what they get paid for. That's their job, right? They're leaders. They're coaches. You're on their team. You're an up-and-coming leader. They get paid to teach you what they did. There's at least one. You have at least one millionaire, multimillionaire, coach, leader, mentor for free on your team. So here's how I want you to think of it. They're on your team. Like you have a business, you're going to build this empire. You got all these employees at the corporate office. They all work for you. All the lawyers, all the customer service people, all the product development people, all the marketing people, they all work for you. So does your entire upline. They work for you. Everybody's job is to help you get it. Just get it. You don't even actually have to learn how to do it. You just need to get it. That's everybody's job. Make sure that all your orders get shipped perfectly so that you don't get all flustered, because when you're flustered, you're not moving towards getting it, right? Make sure that all your new people, when they call customer service, they're handled with kid gloves so that you don't freak out, right? Because when you're freaking out, you're not moving towards getting it. All of these people putting on all these events, sending out all these marketing messages, all this social media, all these emails and videos and everything that everyone does, it's all in an effort for you to just get it. Now, what do I mean by getting it? Well, most of us think that if we're not successful yet, it's because we don't know how to do this. And that's not true at all. I'll just give you 43 years. Not a lot of people can compete with me there. I know there's a lot of people that can scream louder than me, maybe even some people that are more convincing, but there's not very many people that have the 43 full-time years of wisdom and failure and success that I do. And I'll tell you, one of the bedrock things that I know that comes from that is you don't need to learn how to do this. You already know how to do it. You just need to get it, that the work is worth it. And when you get it, that the work is worth it, you'll do the work. And I won't go into it here, but if you don't know what I'm talking about there, go find the secret formula. It's on YouTube, it's on my website, it's a lot of different places. Go find the secret formula. It's not very secret because it's on YouTube, and study it. And it will tell you emphatically that you already know how to do this. And you don't need to actually buy any more programs or go to any more seminars to learn how to do it. You do need to do whatever you need to do to get it. But I digressed, I guess, because the point is, you got all these people. You got 100 employees, you got 1,000 employees, you got 3,000 employees, you got 5,000 employees. Some of you have billionaire owners of your companies. You have multi-millionaires, dozens of multi-millionaires that are on your team that get paid to coach and train you. You got all these employees, you got all these assets. And here you are, little you, all the way down here, and all you need to do is get it. And when you get it, you go do it. Every time. I've seen it happen thousands and thousands of times. And I've seen it not happen, unfortunately, tens of thousands and tens of thousands and tens of thousands of times. We'll get to that. Number 10. This is a cultural thing. This is a spiritual thing. Benefit number 10 of network marketing. It's kind of like you're in business for yourself, but not by yourself, but different. Because what I'm talking about in number 10 is a spiritual connection. It's a spiritual community where everybody is vibrating on the same frequency. And, you know, there's variations of that, but generally, if you go to an event of your company, everybody's vibrating pretty much in the same frequency, which sounds like this is good, we can do this, other people are doing this, this is going to happen for us. Now, the naysayers will look at that and they'll say, well, that's brainwashing, right? They're brainwashing people that they can do this. Okay, guilty. Throw me in jail, I guess. Yeah, that is what we're doing. And of course, if you showed up to the meeting, that's because you said, please brainwash me to believe that I can do this. The number 10 benefit of being in network marketing is you are in the best way, probably the best way I can explain it is you live in a village of anything is possible. And some of you may maybe heard me tell the story of the village of anything is possible. I'll tell it on one of these Wednesday evening summer fall series here coming up. But in the village of anything is possible, there is a spiritual vibration and uplifting that anybody can do this, that you can do this, that the people that you bring in can do this. And that's a magical thing that you don't have where you work now, my guess is. You don't have if you work for some government agency. You don't have if you work for some Fortune 500 company. You don't have if you're self-employed, right? you don't have that, like that whole village of anything is possible for all of us here that are working in the donut shop or whatever you own, right? This is a very special thing that only network marketing companies have, is this community, this spiritual community of anything is possible. And when you immerse yourself in it and allow yourself to be caught up in it, brainwashed if you will, then you have a possibility of actually believing that anything is possible in your company with your products and your compensation plan. And guess what happens when you believe that anything is possible with your products, your comp plan, and your company? All of a sudden, you are one of those people who got it. You got it, and now you get it because you're doing it. And it's happening. Number 11. You get access to secret weapon. Secret weapon. This is the one thing that distinguishes network marketing from every other income opportunity on the planet. No other income opportunity on the planet has number 11. Only network marketing company has number 11. Number 11 was invented in 1946. In 1946, a direct selling, kind of a party plan company called California Vitamins got fed up with slow growth, with people not making enough money, with things not happening fast enough. So they got together, I'm imagining, in a boardroom, and they said, let's throw a bunch of mud against the wall. Let's break all the rules. Let's think outside the box. Before, in 1946, I suppose they didn't know how to say think outside the box, but let's do all that. And let's come up with some game-changing, paradigm-changing ways that we might be able to grow this business like it's never grown before. And I had to give $1 million to have a recording of that meeting, because I can only guess that in that meeting, somebody said something like this. Hey, instead of only letting sales managers recruit, you know, those people that, well, they were pretty good salespeople, so let's promote them to a position we don't know if they're any good at or not. Sales manager. Instead of doing that and all the territory stuff, and why don't we just create chaos? What about chaos? I wonder if chaos can create sales and growth. What if we just threw the rule book out the window? What if we just went for creating a huge mess? How would that be? What if we let everyone recruit? What if we let every new person that joined the team build a sales organization? Somebody said, well, wait a minute, what about territories? Wouldn't they be like competing with each other? And somebody would say, yes, let them compete with each other, right? Let the strong survive, right? Let's go that way, right? Let's create just chaos. And so they created these set of rules, which basically said, look, no more does the company decide if you can be a rep. This is another thing California Vitamins did, is they got rid of the process where the company said, okay, you can sell our products. They let anybody sell their products. And then they got rid of the territories, and they got rid of the sales managers that were appointed by the companies. And they just said, you know what, let everybody just go nuts if they want to. Some people may just want to use the product. Some people may just want to sell the products. Some people may want to build a sales team. Let them build as big a team as they want. Well, what if there's a really big team here and there's a really big team 10 miles away? Somebody was smart enough to put it out on, look globally, look at the big picture and say, well, look, if there's no territories, if everybody can recruit, then the recruiting is going to go global. It's going to go at least nationwide, right? We're not going to be building little teams in these little towns and these little counties. Things are just going to go crazy. So the teams won't necessarily be concentrated in a territory. They'll spread out all over the nation. So that, I imagine, is the conversation that happened in California Vitamins in 1946. And by the way, just to put it into context, there were two guys that were distributors in California Vitamins that experienced the growth that came with these paradigm changes. They saw what happened with their teams. They saw what happened with the new paradigm shift in network marketing because they were sales leaders in California Vitamins. And they decided to go start their own company. And they called it the American Way. And the American Way stands for Amway. And Amway does $8.5 billion a year in sales and has 3 or 4 million salespeople. That's the story of California Vitamins. And number 11 is simply this. The rule that defines network marketing and sets it apart from any other opportunity on the planet is that every new distributor, and of course there's no barrier to entry to who can be a new distributor, every new distributor gets to build a sales team from day one. Think about that. Every new distributor gets to build a team from day one. Everyone. So if it's my first day, I can, by midnight tonight, sign 4 people up. And by midnight tomorrow night, those 4 people can each sign 4 people up, and all of a sudden I have 20 people on my team. Do you think anybody could have done that in California Vitamins in 1946 before they changed these rules? No. And guess what? If those 20 people each go sponsor 4 people, I got almost 100 people on my team. And then I got 400 people on my team. And then 1,600 people on my team. And then 6,000 people on my team. And then 20,000 people on my team. And, that doesn't happen overnight. It doesn't happen by accident. It doesn't happen by magic. But it can happen when people get it. When enough people get it, they actually go share the opportunity with enough people until they find somebody that says, well, I can do that. And they sign up. Simple as that. And I can promise you, even though we've been doing this for about 70 years, we have not yet found all the people who want to do this. We haven't signed them all up already. How do I know that? 475,000 people a week are still joining network marketing companies. 475,000 a week. And that's just direct selling association companies that are keeping track. That doesn't include the thousands of companies that aren't DSA members. It's probably close to 1 million people a week around the world are joining this opportunity. Why wouldn't they? It's the most extraordinary income opportunity on the planet. And here's number 12. The last reason why network marketing is the most extraordinary income opportunity on the planet is because it is the most extraordinary and in most cases totally free. Most extraordinary on-the-job personal development program on the planet. You basically earn in network marketing up to your level of, let me give you some distinctions on how you get paid in network marketing. Up to your level of confidence. That's a personal development thing, right? Low confidence versus high confidence. That's a personal development thing. So one of the things that you learn in network marketing, if your income stagnates, is, well, I need to go to work on my confidence. And we teach you how to do that in every company for free. Now, you can pay extra to get the best stuff, but you can get a ton for free. Personal development, all about motivation. How do I stay on fire? How do I move from the masses, the 95 to 99 percenters, who they're up and down based on everything that happens? They talk to somebody that says, yeah, that sounds interesting. They're like, oh, wow. The next day they talk to somebody that says, are you kidding? I wouldn't do that. It was the last thing. And they're like, oh, no. Up and down, up and down, up and down. That'll be fun to watch on replay. Those people don't earn very much. Why? Well, because most of the time they're down. Why are most of the time they're down? Because most of the people they talk to are going to say no. And an added bonus is even more are going to say no if you're one of the people that's always up and always down talking to them, right? Even the most confident people, when I'm out talking to people, most people say no. I don't want those products. I don't want to do network marketing. No, and no, not in the box, not with a box, right? Most people say no. So if you don't manage your motivation, you're cooked in this thing. That's a personal development thing. You're going to learn how to do that. If you're a player, if you survive, if you don't quit, if you keep rank advancing, if you keep engaging, you're going to learn how to manage your motivation. So no matter what happens, you're on fire about what you're doing. Communication, listening, right? Your listening skills are in many cases, they're going to turn 180 degrees from you don't listen at all you do is talk, to you're actually going to listen. That's a personal development thing, and your pay is going to go right through the roof. And a million other distinctions in personal development. Network marketing is the most extraordinary on-the-job, transformational personal development program on the planet. You don't get it in a Fortune 500 company. You don't get it in the donut shop that you own or the transmission shop or the whatever you own that's your business. You don't get that personal development there. You don't get it in a government job. You don't get it sitting at home doing some internet business, right? Where you're hiding behind the computer. There's no personal development going on there. This is the most extraordinary personal development program on the planet. And most of it's free. And those are the 12 reasons why network marketing is the most extraordinary income opportunity on the planet. I mean, there's nothing that even compares. Nothing even comes close. Now, if you say, what about franchising? Oh, sure, franchising, awesome. You know what? Give me a couple of $1 million spare money, and I'll buy myself a McDonald's, and I'll make $1 million a year, a 50% annual return on the investment. That's great, right? Only one thing missing for most people, and that's the $2 million to start, right? So this is the most extraordinary income opportunity on the planet because of the easy entry. Anybody can play. Anybody can get it. And there's no limit on your income. You can make as much money as you want.